Let's pause to take a look at the teams that really made their opposing teams earn their points a season ago. Number 5, the Hawks.
I mean, they held opponents to so few points that it allowed them to win games even when their offense wasn't clicking.
Lance Thomas, he's checked in for Anthony. And then for Atlanta, Splitter is checked in for Horford. And it's Teagan for Dennis Schroeder. Here's Bazemore. A second chance effort. And Freak with the layup. And the Hawks lead by 8.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Greg, you're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
Outside Thomas. The kick out to Williams. Here's O'Quinn, and he uses the glass on the layup. O'Quinn's got his first basket of the night.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow just like he got there.
Here is Splitter. And Marshall kicks it to Bazemore. Splitter dishes to Marshall. 6 on the shot clock. Tries a 3. It's hauled in by Thomas. Knicks trail by 6. Afflalo with it. Guarded now by Marshall. Kicks it to Roten. Williams, a screen on Teague. Right wing. Here's O'Quinn, and the Knicks getting another bucket right there.
You know, watching Aaron Afflalo, incredible form on his jumper. Excellent mid-range shooter who's made himself into one of the league's better three-point shooters, too.
Now here's Millsap. He's coming off a 25-point game against Detroit. Bazemore passes to Splitter. Comes up empty down low.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Yeah, the half-and-half balls are going their way, and that's really a function of effort and intensity. You know, the ball doesn't discriminate. Whoever goes and gets it, that's who owns it.
And Paul Millsap, guys, the only player to lead the NCAA in rebounding 3 straight seasons back in college. A former second-round pick. Was kind of slept on, but now clearly making his mark in the NBA.
Greg, you were talking about Millsap's ferocious rebounding. He battles inside, but Clark, he is so skilled.
Yeah, he's just really a good all-around basketball player. He can pass, handle, step out, and hit the 3. Very, very versatile. He makes an impact on the game a lot of ways.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
I was able to talk with Kurt Rambis for a moment. We talked about the keys to this game, and he singled out Paul Millsap as a player they've simply got to be mindful of. Coach told me he's always been an energy guy, someone you have to locate and box out every possession. But he's developed his offensive game to the point where he's more than just a hustle guy. He's also a scoring threat now, and a guy we can't leave open. They'll be watching him, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris. Roten dishes to O'Quinn. It's deflected, but they recover it. Afflalo, that's good.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
Teagues it to Bazemore. Outside Teague. He feeds it to Marshall. Scott the pass to Bazemore. The Knicks pull it in. This game coming after a loss against the Bucks.
Just looking at the stat sheet, they gave far too many free throws away in that game. Maybe it was the noise in the building or something, but they really looked rattled.
Well, Greg, I don't know if it was the biggest reason for that loss, but all of those misses from the stripe clearly had an impact on that game.
T kicks to Marshall. Dishes it to Scott. Bazemore for 3, and that one's good. And the Hawks lead by 5.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
There's 45 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Shoots from the baseline, and again it's New York.
The points just keep coming for him this quarter, and just at the right time, too, as they try to narrow the deficit.
Outside Teague. Pass to Splitter. And that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. Splitter's got his first basket.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Roten dishes to a Fowler. Can't connect from short range.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
And we reach the end of the first quarter. It's Atlanta. They lead by 5. And before the game, Carmelo Anthony talked about how he prepares himself mentally to carry this team. You don't hear too many players, Greg, saying it's easy. And a new group in for the Knicks. Kyle O'Quinn for Porzingis. Williams, he's checked in for Carmelo Anthony. And it's a Fowler in for Tony Roten. On the court right now for the Hawks. Marshall in at shooting guard. Splitter is out there with Paul Millsap. Then there's Teague. And it's Bazemore at the small forward position.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication. And now he's able to make them pay.
Teague kicks to Splitter. And here is Marshall. Back to Splitter. Out to the right wing. Splitter sets a screen. For 3, Marshall. No luck. And New York the other way now. And this matchup with the Hawks, it's their first meeting of the season.
Yeah, and these teams pretty familiar with one another. They'll face off 4 times this year.
And, you know, Greg, both would love to get the upper hand early. This game, to me, is psychological as much as anything. I mean, a win here provides that edge you're looking for.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. Calderon kicks to Williams. Calderon dishes to O'Quinn. Outside Thomas. Pass to O'Quinn. He kicks it to Calderon. 6 on the shot clock.